Good afternoon, everybody, from KAM Realty. It's the 22nd day of October, 70 degrees out, which is unbelievable. Feels more like a spring day than it does a fall day. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit today about the psychology of sales. I don't know about you guys, but people think that selling property or selling anything, for that matter, is easy, and it's just not easy. Part of our job description is therapist, psychologist. There's just a lot of mediator. There are a lot of different hats that come within the title of a salesperson. Okay, and so one of the things that we have to talk about today is the psychology involved in selling. There are a lot of people out there that question themselves about, whether they should make a purchase or not. Okay, and when they're questioning themselves, or maybe they're having buyer's remorse, okay? You have to understand and put yourself in the consumer's place. Now, that's not easy to do because obviously, as a salesperson, we're trying to show people the benefits and trying to get them to buy or get them to list the property. But you have to understand, okay, the situation of the consumer in front of you, okay? So let's take a couple of examples. I mentioned buyer's remorse. That's a big one. Why does a buyer have some remorse about getting an accepted offer on a piece of property? After they've gone through the semantics, they've been through the pre-approval, they make an offer, the offer gets accepted, and then they have a little bit of remorse a day later, 2 days later, 5 days later, whatever the case may be. Quite frankly, it's all about being afraid, okay? Particularly for first-time home buyers, they're stepping out of their comfort zone and they're going from paying rent to paying a mortgage. Now, mortgage is normally an amount of money that is really going to be out of their comfort zone. So it's not enough to like the property, okay? Now they have to go forward and they have to complete the transaction. So a buyer will get remorse because they'll start thinking about what it's going to cost them per month. Even if they've been qualified already and they already are well within the limits of what they can afford to spend based on pre-qualifying ratios, that's not enough. People will fall in love with the house. That's not enough, okay? They can picture themselves living in the house. And that's not enough. It's all about that financial obligation that's going to come up. Now you get taxes. You got insurance. You've got trash pickup. You have all these things, okay? And I have friends that have $500 car payments, live in apartments, and their car payment, is as big as a mortgage on a condo. But those are choices that people make just because of that's their comfort zone and that's all they want. But again, that's their priority. So buyer's remorse. So how do you counter that buyer's remorse? Well, the first thing is you have to understand that there's fear involved, okay? You have to be able to put yourself in their shoes, okay? Which sometimes is very difficult to do, particularly when you're trying to accomplish the end game, which is selling them something. It's hard to empathize with these people, but that's what you have to do. You have to get in their heads. And sometimes if you're going to make a return call and you're going to try to convince people that maybe they are doing the right thing, then guess what? You need to have a cheat sheet almost, or have some kind of preparation, okay, to figure out what it is, okay, that they fear, okay? Do they fear the payment? Do they fear the commitment plus the payment? Do they fear what somebody else is going to think of them? I mean, there's so many different elements. But so when you call somebody and you're trying to sell them and you're trying to get them back on track because they've had some buyer remorse, very important for you to empathize with them, sympathize with them, and understand where they're coming from, okay? So that's a big part. Now, how about on the selling side, okay? People are thinking about selling their property. Those are the people I want. I want people that know they have to sell a property because the best client, whether it's a buyer or seller, is a motivated client. Somebody wants to buy today or tomorrow, and somebody wants to sell today or tomorrow, not be thinking about, what's going to happen 2 years down the road. They're still important. We can incubate them for 2 years and turn them into a good client then, okay? But let's talk about people that are going through some kind of personal challenge, be it divorce, separation, short sale, bankruptcy, whatever the case may be. You got to empathize with these people too, because these people are selling not because they want to, okay, but they're selling under duress. So there's a lot of emotions that are involved, okay. They might be going through that divorce or that separation. So really, now you got to kind of be a little bit more of a therapist, okay, and you have to empathize with those people. Very easy for me to do because of the fact that I've been through a couple of those trials in my life. So it's easy for me to empathize with these people. again, whether you're a buyer, whether you're a seller, doesn't matter what hat you're wearing, you're still going to be a consumer. As the realtor or the salesperson's job, regardless of whether you're selling houses or anything else, is to empathize, be prepared, help these people understand, act like a human being first and a salesperson second, and you'll always close the deal. So just some thoughts I had. Not all deals are easy deals. Talk a little bit this week. We had a sales meeting. We talked about, the psychology of selling and your vocal intonation, how you talk, how fast you talk, when you don't talk. Again, all these things are very important. And again, sympathizing, empathizing with the consumer, regardless of what side of the transaction that they're on. I'd love to hear from everybody. If you have any questions, you have any concerns, you like my videos, let me know that you like my videos. I'm planning an event in March, probably the third week of March. We're going to do a little bit of a motivational seminar, and you guys are going to get a chance to engage with me as opposed to just watching me on YouTube and just watching me on my KAM Realty Facebook page. We're going to do some live stuff. I'm excited about it, and I'm looking forward to it. And any questions, call me at KAM Realty, 508-677-1600. I'm here to help if I can. You guys have a great weekend, and let's enjoy this nice weather. All right, over and out. Keep on selling.